Another video on a Sunday. I'm banging them out, Mr. Consistency over here. What is going on, guys? My name is NZ Rookie, and thank you for once again tuning in for another banger. Now, I've been thinking about making this video for quite a long time, but I don't want it to come across the wrong way as in, oh, look at me, I'm the man. It probably will seem like that, but deal with it. Today we're going to be looking at my 5-year natural body transformation from 2015 to 2020. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it. If I'm going to do this transformation video, I figured that I should probably do it properly. And the only way I can do that is by starting at the beginning. So part 1, little boy. I couldn't tell you why I've called it little boy. The year was 2015 and I would have been 11. And to be honest with you, at this stage I didn't really know much. Fitness definitely wasn't on my mind at the time, and well, to be honest, I think Big Macs were. And for my age, I was always a pretty big kid. I've always kind of had an ectomorph sort of build, and compared to my friends, I've always usually been like the heaviest and the tallest. Now, although when I was younger, I loved being active, you know, I loved doing different activities, playing different sports, I never really thought too much about the fitness element of them. And you could see that. I was a pretty chubby kid. Oh, my mom's calling me. Hey, Mum. Good. Right, we don't have enough potatoes, basically. You know, at the time, I thought I was pretty cool. As you can tell from this photo here, cheeky smirk, and life was going good. But obviously, as you can tell from some of these photos, I didn't even know what the gym was. All I was worried about was food. And it's funny, actually, I've got a really good video of me. It's an old, I've had my YouTube channel for ages, and it's an old video. Basically, I was playing, me and my mate, Ash, we had a little game, and the loser had to do like a disgusting forfeit. We decided that this forfeit was gonna be like a drink of just the most horrible concoction you could make.
Well, I've got basically everything here to create this. So I'm gonna make it, go back upstairs and drink it. So we've got some milk here, all that in, nicely done. Oh my god, it's freezing outside. We don't want that. Okay, we'll have a little bit more. We're gonna chuck in some tomato sauce, as you do. Oh yeah, chuck some of that in there. Give it some flavour, some sugary flavour. There we go. Just put a bit of ground chili. Looks pretty healthy. And just put. Oh my god, that was way too much. Paprika, the backwards, but it's ground paprika. Let's just pretend that it. Okay, there we go. Add a little bit more milk. Some more tomato sauce. Now let's grab a spoon and take this upstairs.
So I had to drink this like glass of milk, orange juice, paprika, like spices, and oh, it was feral.
That's what it looks like from the side. So yeah, 2, 1. It was delicious.
And to be honest, food, friends, and a little bit of fun was basically what made up 100% of my life. And now, that brings me on to part 2, and I've named part 2 specifically, the chub. Not the bulk, just the chub, because usually with a bulk, you tend to put on quite a lot of muscle as well as fat. With this, I just turned into a balloon, fucking sexy balloon. And to be honest with you, at the beginning, it seemed pretty chill. My metabolism, my kid metabolism was still pretty quick, so I could basically eat anything I wanted and still get away with it.
It's amazing, I don't know why, it's... Like, even literally just take a bite out of it. It's so good.
But to be honest with you, I don't know what happened. I think I must have just started eating more and doing less. My 2 favourite pictures from this time period, I'll bop them up either side of me. They basically, I think they sum up how I was feeling at the time. You know, this one here really talks about how much fun I was having, say stuff about my character and all that bollocks. And then this one, it just looks like I've been beat half unconscious with a socket wrench. Like my eyes drooping, I'm just a bit lost. But as you can see, I thought I was the man. What a shite pose. But looking back on it now, I think I should have just faced the truth. I was out of my early ectomorph stage and I had officially entered my walrus stage. As fat as they come. I remember feeling cool, but just a bit of a walrus dweeb, really. But I was still young, still enjoyed being active, And whenever my friends came around, we played some football. I've actually got this hilarious clip, and it will 100% make your day better. If you don't laugh at this, you're not a person.
Go! Oh my goodness. What? No, no way!
And I was making cringy videos at the time. They're all gone now. Well, they're not all gone, but, you know, they're not public. And I was enjoying coconuts.
Coconut. It's amazing. I don't know why.
Maybe the coconut was what set me off. Maybe that really inflated the chub to what it became, you know? Because after that coconut, it just went downhill. Here's a picture here of Sid the Sloth and the gang. And I think part of the reason why I decided to get into fitness so much was because of the gang. Just relentless bullying. Nah, I think fat shaming in friend groups, it's absolutely fine. But to be honest, although I'm chubby, still just a chubby kid, I'm not really fat at this stage. So I think it's time to bring on part 3, Revenge of the Chub. Now, this would have been around 2017 and just the start of high school. And classic teenager, I was a bit scared of high school, so I decided to really focus on academics and just let everything else go out the window completely. And so with everything going out the window, so too did my physique. I talk about my walrus phase, and this really embodies the walrus physique. Look at me, an absolute inflatable cloud. I even remember doing a pizza eating challenge with my brother, and I don't know how, but I managed to lose. Someone of that mass actually managed to lose. But one of the good things I must say about, you know, being an ectomorph and easily putting on weight is that it's much easier to build muscle, but it's also a lot easier to be fat. So I'm never really going to be that super slender, skinny, ripped kind of build, but I'm always going to be able to, you know, well, be fat, but also build that muscle, if that makes sense. Still enjoying life heaps though. I made a couple videos with my friends. Probably this is when I looked the worst. I made a video with my friends Logan and Bailey. We did kind of a challenge thing. I'll roll the clip now.
It's gonna be... Yo! Have fun, Logan. Vinegar.
And I remember editing those videos and just being like, oh no, I've let myself go. I kind of developed just this like double chin under here, and it wasn't good. My acne had gotten worse, and I think that was just simply because of the diet I was eating at the time. Just wasn't the best. Frozen Cokes every day after school, like, ugh. But with that said, I also tried to take it in my stride. I could see that it was getting, you know, a bit out of hand. So I started to make a little bit of an effort, still not a huge effort, but a little bit of an effort to assist my fitness. I've actually got a video clip of probably one of the first times I ever went into a gym. And it was like my form was horrible. I was lifting way too heavy weights, not really focused. And to be honest with you, I should have been running, but a start's a start.
Sing Beyonce songs to the clock chimes 1 in the morning and the party was boring. When I walked in, Sally must have caught me on it. She said, quit stoning, boy, meet me on the dance floor. Mama cut a couple shapes up like a band so under the disco ball, we up, shake it like a Polaroid, singing light it out down.
And so I sort of continued with that, you know, probably doing exercise twice a week max. And I started to get like a few results. Now this is probably one of my favorite clips. It's from an old video I filmed with my brother where we did like a bit of a wrestling match. And I'll put the screenshot up here. Now obviously my body fat levels are still quite high, but I had sort of developed like a little bit of a muscular physique under it, you know what I mean? So, you know, I made a couple more dodgy videos. At one stage I even drank water out of a shoe. But seeing even those small results that I noticed from the wrestling video I filmed with my brother really motivated me to, you know, put in some serious effort. Which now brings me on to part 4, discovering fitness. Now in this period of my life, I really started to take fitness to the next level. I would take my jump rope pretty much everywhere with me. And I'd be jumping rope probably, honestly, like 3-4 times a week, trying to get better and better. And at the start, I was woeful. I've got some early clips from these vlogs that I filmed when I went overseas, and they weren't very good. But again, it was better than doing nothing, and I basically, through skipping, I went from, you know, being that walrus to being an absolute rake. I would have been like 68 kgs, like super skinny, and to be honest, looking at it, it kind of makes me cringe because it wasn't that healthy. But when I realized I'd become a rake, I was like, right, okay, I need to eat some more food, and actually, with the help of starting to jump rope more properly and using like heavy jump ropes, I actually started to build some muscle. Now don't get me wrong, I was super skinny at the time, like borderline anorexic, but with the help of, you know, using those heavy ropes, those weighted ropes, and doing bodyweight exercises, I did build some muscle. I built a decent physique. Now those of you that know me personally will also know that I do MMA, which is mixed martial arts, so that also had a factor into all of this. You know, it's an intense sport. I love it like anything. I love it so much. I rate it so highly. So, you know, I was hitting pads quite frequently, jumping rope frequently, you know, doing bodyweight calisthenics movements, and it started to pay off.
Tough back workout with some regular bounce. Now, obviously, I'm using the heavy rope. It's big, it's fat, it's orange, so it is providing a lot of resistance. But just make sure you guys are doing this as hard as you can.
By no means was I big at this stage, but I was no longer fat or like really skinny. So a few progress photos later, and summer came along. Now I took this photo with my friends, and looking back on it, I remember actually being really happy with how I looked. It gave me the motivation and the confidence to, you know, vlog in public like it was natural. And
This is our last time here in Singapore, and now there's people walking past who think I'm an absolute retard. There you go.
Also motivate me to, you know, keep going, because I think that's really the hardest part with these transformations is getting started. Because as soon as you see results, you start to get addicted. Getting started is definitely the biggest hurdle, and once you get started and you start seeing changes made, I know for one, I got brainwashed. I was like, I need to do this. This is sick. And so I thought after that summer, why not take it to the next level? And so I did. And this brings me on to part 5, the bulk and the cut. Now interestingly, at this stage I actually didn't film too much for whatever reason, so I don't actually have too much footage, but I do have quite a few photos. So I probably started this bulk, I was planning on going at around 83 kgs, and my goal was to hit 95. I thought if I could hit 95 kgs, basically put on 10 kilos, that would definitely be like a good building block to work on. And so I started eating heaps, plenty of pancakes, plenty of protein, and also plenty of cheat meals, and I slowly started to gain weight. One of the videos I posted on my channel during this time was my trip to Hong Kong, and you can see me, I did a little workout in there. I was lifting pretty heavy weights, I was pretty big, I was like 90 kgs at the time, but you know, still not quite at that 95.
Inside my own world of make-believe, kids screaming.
With persistent training and persistent eating, very persistent eating, I even got to the point at one stage where I was just downing a family bag of Maltesers by myself. I ended up getting to 97 kg. What do you want, mate? Well, that's with everything in my pocket. Hang on. I was blaming my pockets, but realistically, it was just the belly. And I was still doing my boxing. I could tell that the heavier I was getting, the slower and the more unfit I was getting. But I knew what had to be done. I'd put on the muscle, and now it was time to shred the fat. And so I did, you know, I started training really hard, definitely lowering my calories, no more Maltesers. And eventually, the fat started to come off, which brings me on to part 6, today. Now, I would say I've probably been training routinely now for probably 2.5 years. MMA definitely has been a huge factor as far as fitness goes. I think for me personally, my goal's never been to be, you know, that huge guy that can bench 140 kilos but, you know, can't even run a kilometer. I think personally, I want my body to be the best machine for purpose. So I want to be strong, athletic, fast, fit, like all of the above and mix it into one. And I feel like I'm doing pretty well at that. At the moment, I weighed myself this morning and I was around 88 kgs. And I feel like that works really well for me. I feel really fit, I feel strong, and for sure, me at 88 kgs could whoop me at 95. But you can definitely see the differences in the pictures between, you know, obviously when I was chubby, when I was skinny, you know, the bulk, the cut, and it's all seemed to work out. And those of you that know me will know that I'm going to continue this journey, obviously. Fitness is a huge part of my life, and you can even see, you know, in the most recent videos, the 2 vlogs I've made, I've even been doing, you know, circuits with the weights and a bit of shadow boxing and whatnot. So that basically brings us up to date. I'm eating healthy, but I'm eating what I want, training profusely, and it's all going well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that transformation video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you want to see different types of videos, comment down below. I'm certainly open to suggestions. But that will do us for now. I will catch you in the future. Adios.